The focus of this lesson is on evaluating piecewise functions. And when we talk about a piecewise function, it's basically broken up according to different pieces of the domain, and then each piece has a different rule assigned to it. And so as a result, you'll get an output value back that's dependent on that rule. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example. So the first example we have is find f of -1. So if we look at that's evaluating at the value -1. So which of the three pieces allows x to be -1? And you can see it's the second piece because it says x can be equal to, it says greater than or equal to, but it could be equal to -1. So it's going to be that second piece. So we're going to go ahead and evaluate f of -1 at that second piece. But that second piece says your f of x is 5. It's the constant function. So it's constant regardless of what x you're evaluating at. And so the answer for f of -1 is 5. If we look at the next part, part B, we have f of 2. Well, which of the three pieces allows x to be 2? And you can see that the third piece says x is allowed to be greater than or equal to 2. So it can be equal to 2, and that's the only piece. So that's the function we would be evaluating at. So I'm going to go ahead just to kind of demonstrate that it's the green piece with my green marker. We have f of 2 equals the absolute value of x, but we're saying our x is 2. But the absolute value of 2 is 2. And so that's our evaluation there. And then f of a -11, which of the three pieces allows your x to be -11? Well, the first piece says that x can be less than -1. So any number less than -1, well, -11 is definitely less than -1, so I'm going to evaluate at that first piece. So f of a -11 evaluates into the first rule, which says the square root of 5 minus 4 times x, but our x is going to be a -11. So we need to simplify. So this is a square root of 5 plus 44, which is just the square root of 49, which simplifies to the whole number or integer 7. So that completes our evaluating for parts A, B, and C, and you can see how that works. It's all dependent on where that x value falls, and then that's how you determine which piece to evaluate at.